Sound of the gavel, I declare meeting number 7
myself, I am Dr.
open
Samuel
as a
from,
president. Now I am wearing hat of the president.
Central Leadership Institute of Research.
I am glad to welcome the dignitaries
Meeting.
who joined today's meeting.
Last
TM
week I
Dharan,
have made
thank you
the
for joining.
Cap. So
And I can see guests who have joined as well. Thank you
So
for
this,
joining. Please come over here and introduce
12
yourself to
meeting.
the rest of the teams.
So I want to participate journey along with you to improve my leadership skill. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for joining, and this shows your commitment as well. You are ensuring that you are starting on a weekly basis as such, right? Fine. Today is a special day. You know why? 31st.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Toastmasters Day.
End of the week.
End of the week, end of the month, end of the year, all happening on the same time itself. So this is a very special day for us. On special day, what we normally do? We celebrate and we look at what is we do retrospection, as well as on first what we'll do, we do the resolutions, right? So retrospection and resolution are very important in everybody's life. So on retrospection, what we have to do, we have to look at what we have done so far in the last year, and resolution, what we have to do for the next year as such. If I have to look at retrospectively, I have to see, I can see 4 techniques out there. See, many people will have different techniques, but I have a technique called as 4L technique. One is liked. What are the things I liked in the entire year? What I learned, that's the second L. What I learned in the overall whole year. What I lacked. What are the things I have to improve as such. And what are the things I long for, whether I got that or not. So these are the 4 L's which are very important in my life, and normally I do for every year to see what are the things that I have done. And when I came here, Toastmaster President, when I asked okay, so what do you think about the entire term? This is the 4L technique I normally use to see whether I have achieved whatever I have given as a goal or not. Whether I have achieved those goals or not. All these things using this 4L technique. I wanted to tell you so that you can also use that or share the knowledge with others on what technique you use for retrospection. Then what about January 1st? That is resolution day. Normally what happens is we come up with some resolutions, and whether we follow it or not, January 2nd or 3rd or 4th, if we are still having the willpower to move ahead, then we will be able to achieve that. Otherwise, we will just drop it on 4th itself. I saw a meme also on Jan 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. I think you have shared, right? On how the resolutions go off, right? So there is a technique for that also. There is a 4-step technique for that. One is start, stop, increase, reduce. Start something that is good. Start yoga. Start meditating. Stop, that is something bad. Smoking, drinking. So those stuffs are start and stop. Increase the awareness of financial knowledge. That is one such example. Reduce junk foods. So those are all some things that we can always reduce. So this is the other 4-step technique I normally follow for resolutions. So that is something that is easy for me, because I have to start and stop, increase or reduce. That is something that I have already been doing that, and I wanted to pass that knowledge also on to you, so that you can use these techniques for your retrospection as well as for your resolution. So, now coming to our regular meetings. To take the meeting forward, we have Toastmaster of the Day. And today's Toastmaster of the Day is a person who is a 20-year veteran in Toastmasters, who has got dual membership in 2 different districts, not only in Medley Toastmasters Club. He has been a pioneer in starting a ladies club in Gulf country, as well as he is a coordinator for the youth programs like Gavel clubs and all. Please put your hands to welcome Toastmaster Sundaresan.
Thank you, President. Good afternoon, Toastmasters. Do you all feel energetic today? Yes. Because our President said last day of the year, last day of the week, last day of the month. So, no way we have to feel low, because we are Toastmasters. The moment we enter our club, we must be energetic. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
That's good. Head count for information doesn't matter for me. 1 dozen is a crowd for me. Today I'm happy to be the Toastmaster of the day in front of you all, and let's move the meeting ahead. Later I'll come to your points, sir, start and stop. I totally agree with your start, but stop. Several times I tried the points which you said I could not. The topic is discipline. The self-discipline was lacking in me at that point. I'll come to that one. Discipline. Never I have taken the topic discipline on in all these years. But that word has helped me a lot in controlling the Cavaliers and to build the Toastmasters clubs and to start new clubs also. So today, for a change, I am bringing this topic, theme of the day, discipline. The moment I say discipline, we all think discipline, military, police, that strict max teacher in the school. These are the things we always remember. Discipline in our mind is ingredient with something you have to do it, authority like that. But believe me, nowhere in any of the dictionary in our life it is mentioned that discipline is like this one. Actually, it's a pleasant word. It adds value just by following. Only the lack of discipline creates a lot of problems for us. You see the history. The lack of discipline only created a lot of wars, famines, and other chaos in the world. And few arrogant leaders, they lack discipline. All these things happened because of lack of discipline. But if you see, if you add the small ingredient of discipline in our day-to-day life, we will be moving towards success. At least that day we will feel happy that I have done something in my life. So that focus I'm going to give today as a TMOD thing, how this element will really helps, and what is the focus of that word discipline in our Toastmasters fraternity. In the learning part, I say we need discipline. We have to learn. That's how we can survive on this planet. Fine. But that part of discipline, we have to inculcate ourselves, and we have to inculcate to the next generation also. See the nature. Do sun or moon takes rest? So nature has a discipline. See the flowers, everything runs with a particular discipline. And we ourselves, sometimes when we lack, we have to feel guilty for that one. Sometimes we take for ourselves granted and others granted. But at the element of discipline, if we add, it's going to be a bright, bright future for our mankind. In this contest, sorry to say, somebody ate something of bad and we all suffered for 2 years in our life, it was lost. It's a matter of discipline. It's a matter of discipline, day-to-day eating habits and exercise habits. Everything in our life cycle is connected with a common thread called discipline, which will flourish and grow. If you ask what's the outcome of discipline, it's a growth. Our mankind grows because of discipline, and our family has to grow, our society has to grow, everything grows. Coming to this Toastmasters platform, in what way it helps? Learning, yes, there is a mentor, there is a mentee, there is a regular meeting, role players, they all do it. But everything is done in a frame of discipline. What TMI has told in the manuals and taught to all the people, they cascade according to that, and it reaches to our Toastmasters in a club level. Take XCOM. They are well disciplined. That's why I'm standing here today. They have hired the hall, arranged everything, switched on the light, and gave me the platform to do this one. More than this, what is this one? Discipline. This is discipline in our thing. Still, I take the privilege of showing one particular thing, discipline. As a person who likes props and retired person, I designed it for today's meeting. At least a round of applause for this one. I spent 20 minutes for this one. Thank you. But the common thing when I say discipline, in my mind, it comes our gavel. This is one of the golden gavel I got awarded in the country Qatar. for 5 years of service, training nearly hundreds of children. So this is my precious gift, but ultimately it's a symbol of discipline. Our meeting was started by gavel only, by our president. So the moment you see this lectern, I got this for conducting youth leadership by 2004. So this lectern and gavel are the symbol of discipline in our Toastmasters platform, which nobody can deny it. The moment you come here, whatever is there, this is our lectern, symbol of discipline, and the meeting starts with this and it ends with this. This is a symbol of discipline. So I'm coming to the part of discipline part and the Toastmasters part. I have narrated, I'm happy. Let me push the meeting ahead, and I have the second topic, some more to say about our Toastmasters discipline, which will be really interesting for you regarding the contest discipline. I'll come to that now. Now to take the meeting ahead, we do have one general evaluator to do this one, and who will be doing the evaluation session. First we will have the speech session, we will have the table topic session, then the evaluation session. So the evaluation session will be done today by Toastmaster Venkataseshan, who will be playing the role of general evaluator, a dynamic young engineering professional who is an enthusiastic, and I wish to see him as featured president also someday. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and our guests. So, as I heard from our TM Modi about discipline and from our president about how we look back and look forward, it reminds me, always means how I do look at my New Year resolutions, though I have not made any resolution on a New Year, but I continually look back what I did right and what I need to do better. I look at from myself, from my perspective, what went right or wrong. For an example, even if I had an altercation with my wife, that it could be most of the times it's my mistake, sometimes very few, like 0.01% my wife's. I look back and see what I could improve upon. So that is the way I look back and see how I could do better. So that way when I see all the successful person, either it be business or sports or education, whatever the profession, whatever the passion you take, it is very important to take feedback. Feedback most of the times we could introspect and find out, but it is very much easier and very critical to get the feedback from people around us. In that way, Toastmasters provides this platform through our club meetings, in which we have a formal evaluation of our speeches and how we improve or how we grow in our public speaking and communication skills and leadership skills. So in today's meeting, we will be having an entire session for evaluation, which includes two sets of evaluation. One is the speech evaluation, which will be done by experienced Toastmasters on the prepared speeches being delivered here. And there will be another set of evaluation, which is called tag evaluation, we fondly call it as, which is timer, counter and grammarian. So we have two set of teams who will be evaluating the entire proceedings of the day, and I will be associated with them and I will be helping them in conducting this session. So before I move on to the evaluation of the introduction of the speech evaluators, I would like to introduce our tag evaluators. So timer of the day today is a passionate young Toastmaster who was enjoying his vacation in Ooty, and since I asked him whether he could do timer since we are short of one resource, he immediately agreed. He just reached, I think yesterday, but he immediately agreed that he would do that role. He is an assistant manager in Ernst & and is currently working in automation projects. Please I call upon Toastmaster Suhail to come and give the introduction of timer.
Good afternoon, my dear Toastmasters and guests. As a timer today, I will be counting the time taken by all the speakers while giving the speech. We have totally 3 sessions today. For the prepared speeches, The time allocated is 5 to 7 minutes. At the end of 5th minute, I will be showing a green card. At the end of 6th minute, I will be showing a yellow card. And at the end of 7th minute, I will be showing a red card. For the table topic session, the time allocated is 1 to 2 minutes. Similar like that. At the end of 1st minute, I will be showing a green card. At the end of 1.5 minute, I will be showing a yellow card. And at the end of 2nd minute, I will be showing a red card. And for the evaluation session, the time allocated is 2 to 3 minutes. At the end of 2nd minute, I will be showing a green card. At the end of 2.5 minutes, I will be showing a yellow card. And at the end of 3rd minute, I will be showing a red card. And grace time of 30 seconds is allowed for all the speakers. If the speaker exceeds the allocated time, I will be continuously holding the red card, which means the speaker has to conclude the speech. And I will be providing my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Timer. Next, we have our accountant, who is a software developer by profession, but by passion, he is more interested in Toastmasters and helping the Toastmasters fraternity by coordinating in various events being conducted at Medley. When I asked him about discipline, he said discipline helps him to reach greater heights in life, and he is still working on being a more disciplined individual as a self-improvement. I welcome Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as accounter is to count the filler sounds and filler words which we make during our speech. Filler sounds are and filler words are usually repetitive words like and like that. We tend to use these filler sounds and filler words when we think about what to speak next. I usually do. Instead of doing that, one suggestion is we can pause our speech, gaze at our audience, and we can continue our speech. It will improve our effectiveness of the speech. At the end of the meeting, I will provide my report when called upon by GE. Thank you. Over to you.
Next, Grammarian of the Day. Though I am happy to introduce her to you, but I am very sad that I will not be getting the MOM from her going forward from this week. She is a passionate Toastmaster who had a resolution to join Toastmasters in 2022, which she had done resolutely successful. Through discipline in attendance, she has learnt a lot and has grown in the last 1 year. That's what she has told, but she has gone above and beyond that. Please, I would like to introduce Toastmaster Prasanna Vani, the Grammarian of the Day.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to every speaker, listening carefully to the language usage. I will make note of misuse of language as well as use of any outstanding words, phrases or quotes. It is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is resolute. It means to be strongly determined in purpose or an opinion. An example of using the word would be Sita was resolute on accompanying Ram in his journey. I hope all of us are resolute in our New Year resolutions. I encourage everyone to kindly use the word of the day. At the end of the meeting, I will report on these aspects and on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, General. With this, we have introduced the tag team to the audience. Now I will hand over the session to the Toastmaster of the Day to take it forward. Once we get into the evaluation session, I will introduce the evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Venkataseshan. It was nice of you to introduce your team in such a friendly way. Let's move to the speech session. We do have one speaker today, Madam Toastmaster Sandhya. Before inviting the speaker, let me introduce the evaluator. For the evaluator, the first evaluator is TM Thomas Sir. I request you, sir, to brief the speech objectives. Round of applause for TM Thomas sir for Evaluator.
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, all of us. Shortly going to listen to Toastmaster Sandhya delivering her Level 2, Project 2 from Dynamic Leadership Path. It's called Understanding Your Communication Style. The title of the speech is The Essay. The timer is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you,
All the best.
Evaluator TM Thomas. Let me invite the speaker, Madam Toastmaster, who has more interest in this learning platform. She takes up the rules. That's the first sign for all new Toastmasters. The moment you are eager enough to take all the rules, certainly the leadership quality is seen in you. Now I invite Madam Toastmaster Sandhya to deliver a speech with the speech title, The Essay. The Essay, Madam Toastmaster Sandhya.
Greetings and good evening, TMOD, GE, DTM, and fellow Toastmasters and guests. Class 5th Standard, C section. Class by Vandana ma'am, English teacher. As she came inside the class, she said in a very arrogant tone, "There's going to be an essay competition this weekend, better be prepared." And the title of the essay is Care for Your Wildlife. Akshara was a student of 5C. On hearing this news, her eyes brightened. She was excited. She loved nature and she loves wildlife even more than that. Right from the tiniest insect till the biggest elephant, she loves every creation on this planet. She went back home happily, crafted a beautiful essay on care for wildlife on the last page of her English classwork. Next day, again English class, Vandana ma'am said, "Akshara, give your notebook to Asta. She was on leave yesterday. Let her copy your notes." Akshara was reluctant. She didn't want to for obvious reasons. She was like, ma'am, but no buts. If I ask you to do it, better do it. So Akshara obeyed the order. Surprisingly, when Akshara got the notebook back from Asta, the last page was torn and missing, the essay page. Akshara went into panic. She ran to Vandana ma'am asking for help. Vandana ma'am, instead of being approachable, she reacted. "Is this my problem? This is your problem. You have to deal with it. Are you serious about the essay competition? Why did you write it at the backside of your classwork first?" And she left. This tiny girl, crying, completely mind clouded with confusing thoughts, helpless, not knowing what to do, came back home. She narrated the entire incident to her mother. Her mother listened to her patiently and asked only one question at the end. "Child, did you check with Asta for the essay?" And Akshara replied, "No, Mama, I didn't. I'm scared we will break the friendship." And she still started crying. With a deep sigh, the mother looked at the moist eyes of the little child and said, "Dear child, a jasmine flower and a honeybee were once friends. The jasmine flower asked the honeybee, 'Honeybee, you prepare so much of honey, but one day man comes and takes away all the honey. Will you not feel bad?' The honeybee said, 'Dear Jasmine, we all feel bad. In fact, we feel hurt. But the next moment, we feel excited and start preparing honey. Do you know why? Because we honeybees believe man can take only our honey. Man can never ever take my honey making ability. Similarly, child, the mother continued. Speeches can be copied, inspiration cannot be. Business models can be copied, innovation cannot be. Creatives can be copied, creativity cannot be. The child immediately wiped her tears, washed her face, started afresh writing a new essay on care for wildlife, getting prepared for the essay competition. Period. Now let's see the three kind of communications in the small incident. First character, Akshara, the student. Akshara demonstrated passive communication. It is a kind of self-denying, inhibited, apologetic, not so heard kind of communication. This was well seen when she refused to express her thoughts to her Vandana ma'am when she was not interested to give her notebook. This is also seen when she was not prepared to clarify with Asta. The second communication style by second character, Vandana ma'am, the teacher. It's aggressive communication. Aggressive is a kind of controlling, blaming, very arrogant kind of communication. It's all about, I care only about myself. I'm not care about yourself. So this is all about aggressive communication. We could see it in the teacher when she compelled Akshara to give her notebook when the child wasn't interested. She refused to help the child who was in need and seeking help. She refused. The third style of communication, third character, Akshara's mother, assertive communication. It's honest, expressive, confident, authentic, resolute kind of communication. The mother with assertive communication and the child Akshara over here as a listener. What does this assertive communication does to the child? What impact does this have on the child? I believe there are three impacts that is created. Number one, connection. Because of assertiveness, expressive, honest, the child who was in a deep emotional state immediately came to a well-balanced state of mind because of this kind of communication. Two, clarification. This kind of assertiveness is a problem-solving type of communication. It clarified the child need not be apologetic. There is no mistake on the child. Three, inspiration. The way the assertive communication builds confidence in the listener and propels the listener to take action and not stuck in one point. So this is inspiration. So we believe assertive communication creates three impact. One, connection. Two, clarification. Three, inspiration. So Sandhya, what is your style of communication? You can ask me. Dear people, Akshara is my own daughter. She really went for an essay competition. This is a true incident. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Sandhya, for your speech. President, I need 1 kg of discipline. BP education, at least 10 grams. We all know. We have to practice ourselves and we have to teach our children, and the society teaches us all these things by practice only. This discipline element can be added in our life. Coming to this platform, at the end of every term we do have contest. Believe me, in each meeting we have the privileges to, it's a learning things. We can afford to do some mistakes and correction. There are evaluators, there is general evaluator. For us it's a learn. But contest is a place where you compete with other contestants. If it's a mistake, judges are not going to give their evaluation in front of everyone. Judges are there to write the score, whether you are a winner or others. Or today your speech is excellent according to these points. Maybe tomorrow we do expect something else. So when it comes to a contest, it's a big team works for you. You may be a contestant coming, especially this online contest really gave a different image to the new members. Believe me, we are all from the old school of Toastmasters. A big team, chief judge with a number of judges, contest chair with his own team, and sergeant at arms. There will be 5 sergeant at arms always in my team, especially for table topic. When the contestants are sitting outside on to monitor them, to manage the door, and the person who brings him here. And for evaluation, 5 sergeant at arms. Why? They have to write for 5 minutes. The papers have to be collected. It will be given on time correctly to the concerned contestant, and on the way to make sure they don't have any chat, especially for the table topic and evaluation. So this is the element of discipline if you see in Toastmasters contest. You may think, is it so serious contest? I have seen some of the contests in my life. The loser has left the club. It's a damages have been made, especially in the corporate club. Coming to the discipline part, some of the corporate club, I was part of the founder and I was part of the community clubs also. The community clubs always flourishes like this. We all from different walks of life coming in a particular umbrella community. But some of the corporate clubs have failed for the reason in the contest. I am his staff and he took first prize and I took second prize. And the evaluation was not so good. Okay? We are not manufactured product. We are humans with lot of feelings. Well, in this Toastmasters platform, under this umbrella, millionth time I'm also maybe telling, we all are learners. In the contest, we are competents. Whether it's a manager or CEO, your own supervisor or your wife who are working in another department, what difference it makes? I am a contestant, she is a contestant, judges are there to say, I have to give the best on that day. And believe me, the whole team runs behind one contest. Arranging one contest is not easy. It's a very difficult thing. Because 1 month before, during the contest season, you have to see the availability of judges. Everything comes from that element of discipline. Schedule it, call them, who's available. On that day, someone may not be available. So have standby for them. And timer, one timer we cannot depend for all the contests. There are 4 categories. So have a standby timers. No counter, no grammarian like the regular meeting. But sergeant at arms must be more. Being a part of discipline, we all are adults. We are so straightforward. But we cannot, in the matter of trust, we have to consider the discipline part also. What is the example? I was in a hotel, conducted a table topic, finals of one district. There, in one of the floors, we was asked to sit in another floor. We have to take, sergeant at arms came with me. We have to press the next floor. When there, I had to go on stage. The people who came, we all came. One of the person was talking in the mobile. He gave the hint to book. I understood. The concerned person also from his club has understood. The person who has come out from that hall has used that lift. It's I don't know, it's a pre-planned. All of my friends only. On the stage, when I went, the topic given was books. Is it fair? It's not fair because of that one individual. I hated that contest. Everything was perfect, but that discipline must be self-discipline matters a lot in a contest. Especially discipline is there everywhere. Well, we are telling our children, our parents are telling, but when it comes to a contest, it's very important. In a split moment, I lost my patience. TM Thomas can vouch that he was also in that contest. It was online contest 1 or 2 years before from this club. And the next contestant invited. Priya Madam finished. Next is TM Thomas. I went on stage, online contest called. Yes. Speaker. The next contest speaker, Toastmaster Sundaresan. Yes. Next contestant, Toastmaster Sundar. Few people were smiling because they thought it might gestures. One of the person, Toastmaster, I don't know from which part in India, he didn't release my mic. What is his duty at that moment? I have prepared. Judges are great judges. My contestants are beautiful contestants from our club, other clubs also. So what? The silly mistake of one person, I just said, Chief Judge, I object this. I said it. Maybe none of the judges would have liked it. They might have felt I am arrogant. But in that moment, if you are a contestant, what is the discipline of that role player? I expect that he also cooperates. Maybe it's wrong from me. But think, 20 people have worked for me to come and stand, and if the mic is not released in an online contest at that moment, what will be my feeling? And contest chair is shouting at me, come on, come on. So someone sitting there has not released my mic. So from that day, I told the concerned people, release it before itself so that we'll do the mic testing. So small things in a contest, it matters. It's a small thing, please don't take seriously. That day I think I won third prize also, I think, that's different. But the thing is, it spoiled my mood. So sent in a flow, discipline, we think there is no discipline. Actually, we all are under the sphere of bubble of discipline in every action. So we all have to cooperate each other to move ahead. We say celebrate humanity. Let's celebrate discipline also. It's part of our life. It is meant for growth, all these things. And really I'm happy to show this prop gavel and this lectern as a symbol of discipline, the small things. To happy to say I got one more gavel and one more lectern also. Of all those medals I got in contest, these two are my favorite. It may be a wooden piece for a non-Toastmaster, but for us all, at least we all know the dignity of this place, where we stand and share our opinions with others. With this, I close my theme, the discipline, and it is required and it is built brick by brick, step by step, and we cannot purchase it from the shop. Now we do have the next section is table topic section. We are moving it. We have a young, energetic Toastmaster, man of action, who is ready with table topics. Now I welcome Toastmaster Dharan with lot of topics today, and he is going to entertain us. I comes the table topic master is an entertainer, great entertainer who opens the mind of the people to say lot of things. Over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Dharan. I'm the Table Topic Master for today's meeting. The purpose of Table Topics is to help members to develop their self-confidence and impromptu speaking skills as well. The table topics should last from 1 to 2 minutes. At the end of the first minute, the timer will show the green card. Timer? Yeah, will show the green card. At the end of the 1 minute 30 seconds, he'll show the yellow card. At the end of the third minute, he'll show the red card. Speeches below 1 minute or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds will be disqualified. With this, we're going to start the table topic session. I would like to call our President, Toastmaster Saravana, to start the session. You have to start the topic with the D. The topic is be the leader and teacher in your home. Be the leader and teacher in your home.
Discipline. That is what is more needed. Be a leader as well as a teacher at home. Discipline. Because my wife is a leader as well as a teacher. Because this is being recorded and I have to show that. And my daughter is also a leader and teacher because she also sees the recording. And in between them, I am a disciple. Not a discipline, but I am a disciple. So that I can learn from them. There are a lot of things that I can learn. The first thing I can learn here is how to prepare coffee. That's a good part because in the morning I normally rise and then get a cup of coffee. I tell my wife, okay, today is Sunday. For a change, can you prepare and give me a cup of coffee? Because all the 6 days I prepare and give the cup of coffee. So for a change, Sunday. But she says Sunday is a holiday and it's the end of the week as well. So why don't you prepare? So that is where the teaching starts. So when in the institution of marriage, what is more important? Being a teacher as well as a disciple. So when you are a good disciple, you can be a good teacher. So a leader, when he is a leader, when he is going outside, not at his home. At the home there is already a leader. Okay? So when you are going outside, you have to lead others. For that, what is more important? Power of 3. There are 3 things that are important. First thing that is important is be mindful. Listen to others. So being mindfulness is one thing that prepares yourself as a leader. Second thing is always be resolute. Ensure that whatever you do, you have a purpose and meaning. Second point. Third point, being purposeful and put yours on others' shoes. Don't step on others' shoes, but put yourself on others' shoes so that you listen to them, understand them, and and respond accordingly. So these are the 3 things that make a leader. But you are leader outside only, not at home. Go to the
Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Hemant. So, your topic is set rules clearly and follow through with consequences. Set rules clearly and follow through with consequences. And you should start this topic with I. With I, yeah.
I won't say that I am a resolute person, but sometimes I realize that there is some resolution inside me. I know what rules I should set on when I am in an organization and I should work for it. And whatever the consequences which occur from it, I should look at it and be responsible for it. First of all, I would like to give organization in which I worked. It was a company and it was like I have to work in a private office and there was no one to set rules on me. But I myself put rules on me, like I will come at 9 and go by 5. Even if I am coming by 10, then I will go by 6. And with me there was one employee also, and she was like coming around 3, 4 and then chit-chatting with others and then going by this time like 5 and 6 only. So I was very afraid, like why you are doing this and are you not responsible for things for the organization? I said clearly to her, and then she didn't tell me this, she tell other person, and then they are like this messing up and the whole organization, these things were happening. After that my boss said me that what is happening, why you are disturbing this thing in our organization. I said clearly, see, I am disciplined, I am coming by this time, I am going by this time. I don't care how much electricity is going, I don't care how much AC is running. Other people cannot say that this is happening. I have my rule, I have my timing, I have my determination. So I am following this. If you want me, you have to be with this. And then he realized that I am good and I am well at my position. After that, things are things, but I get my reputation. Thank you.
Now I'd like to call guest Shanmugam. Shanmugam. Yeah. Your topic is remain calm even if you have to fake it. Remain calm if you have to fake it. You should start with this.
When I am reading this one thing I remember that in Tamil one proverb that says that Niraivadamam Kalmbada the empty vessel also will not make any sound. These things comes to my mind. So I couldn't.
So you can talk about your New Year resolution and
Okay, sir.
yeah, something.
This is my fourth consecutive meeting which I am attending here. Initially, when I have come to meeting people, the people were speaking very well, and I want to continue it. I want to resolve this year, even though I have some problem to mingle with the people. I want to resolve. Anyway, I want to continue with this year along with this Medley Toastmasters Club.
Now I would like to call Toastmaster Renu. Your topic is discipline means living the life with proper rules and regulation. Discipline means living the life with proper rules and regulation, and you should start the topic in time.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. A very good evening to all fellow Toastmasters and our guests. Of course, good evening to Toastmaster today as well. My topic is discipline means living the life with proper rules and regulations, and I'm supposed to start it with I. I have always believed that I am a disciplined person. I have always gone by rules and regulations. So what is discipline to me? I wake up at the same time every single day. And I have this habit of as soon as I get up, I do some simple yoga stretches. After which, I freshen myself up and go for a walk. The minimum I walk is for 30 minutes. I go up to the beach, look at the sunrise and come back home. It energizes me. Spending time with nature, looking at trees, plants, admiring the beautiful flowers. I have done this for many, many years. I was hoping to inspire my children. I was hoping that they would follow in my footsteps. My younger daughter used to get up early when she was very young, when she was 5 or 6 years old, and she has actually come along with me for a walk a couple of times. But unfortunately, though I am very disciplined and I follow a certain routine every day, my children are not like me. They go to sleep late, they wake up late. So I keep telling them, please look at both your parents. My husband also is into exercise and he keeps himself trim. Both of us are doing it. But we haven't proved to be any kind of inspiration for our children. I have stayed resolute, but I haven't been able to inspire anyone. And that I consider not a success, but a failure. Thank you very much.
Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Dinakar. Discipline is the architect of success. Discipline is the architect of success. You should start with L. Start the topic.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Love to have the resolute and have the disciplined life. But I just want to take a step back. Right? We are all human beings. Like the TM body told that we are not a manufactured vessel or something. We all have our own feelings.
So it is very difficult to go in the structured way. We will all get into some problems. It is very difficult to go by the same routine, the same way that we want to pursue our life. So that's when we look at correcting ourselves. It is very natural that we get into all these small issues like altercation with wife or getting upset because of children's accents or getting upset because of yourself that you are not able to follow something. It all happens. It is very natural. But it is how do you handle all those irregularities or something that is falling outside of the discipline. So that's when we need to look at correcting ourselves. Correction is very critical. Everybody corrects, like look at the nature or look at anything. Like even the plane, that when you travel from Chennai to Bangalore, you have an autopilot in the plane. It is not, there is a schedule already planned and there is a path already planned. But there is thousands of times the plane gets auto-corrected. So that based on the wind, based on the weather. So like this, you will all have something that is coming into ourselves. Like outside forces or outside activities that happen. But at the end of the day, we will have to architect our success by being disciplined and by correcting ourselves so we fall under that regular routine. Over to TM Sir.
Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh. The topic is if we don't discipline ourselves, the world will do it for us. If we don't discipline ourselves, the world will do it for us. Start with that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dharan. If we don't discipline ourselves, the world will do it for us. I personally experienced this quote many times in my life. Our parents tend to advise us all the time to things: wake up early, eat at right time, drink water plenty, which we tend to avoid it as age. But as staying away from my parents, staying alone, living by myself, taught these things which I reminded my parents told me: wake up at right time, eat at right time, drink plenty of water. These all make sense to me, and as the quote suggests, this world discipline ourselves, the world will do it for us. Because if I do the same thing again and again, waking up late, eating late, it affects my body, it affected my health. So I changed by myself. It's a resolution for me that I have to wake up early, at least by 6 a.m., sleep at right time, at least by 10 p.m. So these are the resolutions I made it myself, and I hope I'll make it till end of December 23. Thank you. Over to you.
Now I would like to call Toastmaster Suhail. So the topic is discipline is remembering what you want. Discipline is remembering what you want. And you should start with P.
Thank you so much for the topic. Right from my childhood, what I thought discipline was keeping silent when the teacher is taking lectures. Right from the childhood, our school headmaster used to say, you have to be disciplined. You have to keep silent when the teacher is taking lectures. You have to be disciplined. So I was under the impression that discipline is something we have to keep silent when someone is teaching. Then over later the period of time, I realized that discipline is adapting to that specific situation. For example, if you want to achieve something in the life, we have to resolve that, be focused and we stay disciplined until we achieve that success. That is what discipline. Same like that, it changes for relevant situations and the relevant areas. So what I thought, how I started seeing my life is, whenever you want to achieve something, we have to stay focused, we have to be disciplined, no matter whatever the situation it is, no matter whatever the circumstances it is, until we achieve the final result, we have to be stay focused. Discipline is something, it comes over a period of time, not something, it is related to some specific situation.
Okay, with this one, the table topic session comes to an end. Timer, please read out the eligible speaker for the OT.
All of it.
All are eligible. SA, can you pass out the ballot? Okay. Guys, please vote for the best table topic speaker. With this one, I hand over the session to table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you. Table topic master, Toastmaster Dharan. Because a table topic master is the person who opens the door and he walks into that room. So it all depends on that room, which door he opens. Yeah, we'll fill it. Topic session is over. Let's move to the general evaluator session. Now I invite Toastmaster Venkataseshan to conduct this evaluation session. Toastmaster Venkataseshan.
Thank you, TM Modi. So now we will move to the evaluation session. The first part of the evaluation will be the evaluation of the individual project speakers evaluation. Today we have our evaluator 1 day evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham. He is the most passionate Medley Toastmaster I have ever met so far, and he is one of the persons whom we reach out to for any suggestions or guidance, not only within Toastmasters, even outside Toastmasters. Since I didn't get any introduction from him, just I'm talking impromptu. And he generously accepted the evaluation of today's speech, since the prepared evaluator he dropped off at the last moment. I invite TM Thomas to evaluate Toastmasters. Before that, I request TM Thomas to give his views on theme of the day, 1 or 2 sentences, and then we can start his evaluation.
The fact that 12 of us are here shows there are at least 12 disciplined Medleyans. Good afternoon, TM Modi, today's speaker, and my dear friends. We were treated to a story, a simple story, a story with a message, delivered with all that you would expect from an accomplished speaker. Obvious. No brainer. But what I found interesting was how that story, of course we knew in the context what it was leading to, that story turning out to be autobiographical as explained at the end, and then becoming the base for analyzing the communication style as was required by the project. So let me deal with it in 2 parts. One, the story. There is one thing said about a story. If you have lightning coming and hitting the hero and the hero dies, that is a very weak plot. That is what is called coincidence. A story, a strong story should move, the plot should move on the basis of character. If that guy drinks and takes a scooter and dies, that is character supporting the plot. Your story had character supporting the plot. Look at the submissiveness of Akshara. Look at the dismissiveness, the illogical teacher. Look at the problem-solving mother. All that put together, the story came. So that way, I thought the story was 100% logical. Secondly, the structure. The structure had a case study. Of course, it started as a story. Then you realize it's a case study. Then you had its analysis. And then at the end, the revelation scene, as it were, that was me. So then you start fitting back the characters and the styles, communication styles. Third, as a project, where did it stand? As a project, if I may read out the project objective, it says, oh my God. Yeah, to learn about different communication styles and identify your primary styles. You did that by saying that your style was assertive. But the problem was, all of us read our temperature in Fahrenheit, right?
Yes.
Fahrenheit. But then suddenly came centigrade. I didn't know how to fit my Fahrenheit with a centigrade. In other words, Toastmaster talks about 4 styles. Assertive, beg your pardon. Direct, supportive, initiative, analytic. We know roughly what it is. The introduction of 3 other types you brought, and some of them combining some of the characteristics. Assertive, logical, confident. So I found it difficult to understand which of them they were. It's just a practical issue, but as a speech, in terms of explaining yourself as to what you were, it was done very well. Just this thought for the benefit of us to correlate. So that's where we are. The only story we had enough fun, enough nice feel that you gave us. That's what I give you credit for.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. So now we will move into the tag evaluation. So first I invite Toastmaster Suhail to read out the timer's report.
For the prepared speech session, Toastmaster Sandhya took 7 minutes 21 seconds. For the table topics, Toastmaster Sandhya took 2 minutes 18 seconds. Toastmaster Hemant took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Guest Shanmugam took 1 minute 23 seconds. Toastmaster Renu took 1 minute 43 seconds. Toastmaster Dinagaran took 1 minute 58 seconds. Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh took 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Suhail took 1 minute 16 seconds. And for the evaluation, TM Thomas took 3 minutes 11 seconds. Thank you.
Now I invite Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh to read the R counters report.
Good evening all. Today I will congratulate every Toastmasters and speakers here because we have almost every clear speeches and almost clear speech. There's a few errors. I'll give the report now. Toastmaster Sandhya, it's a clear speech. For table topic session, Toastmaster Dharan, it's one long pause. Toastmaster Saravanan used so as a repetitive word many times. And Toastmaster Hemant, it's a clear speech. Yes, Shanmugam used R several times and one long pause. Toastmaster Renu, it's a clear speech. Toastmaster Dinagaran used but several times. And Toastmaster Suhail used R 3 times. And for the evaluation part, TM Thomas used R 2 times and 1 time. Thank you. Over to you, Ji.
Now we invite Grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Prasanna.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I appreciate everybody for being resolute on using the word of the day, resolute. It was used 9 times today by Toastmaster Venkataseshan. He used it even before I introduced it. And then by Toastmaster Sandhya, Toastmaster Saravanan, Toastmaster Hemant, Guest Shanmugam, Toastmaster Renu, Toastmaster Dinakaran, Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh, and Toastmaster Suhail. Coming to the good usages, in the presiding officer's address, we heard beautiful phrases like, learn, long, start and stop, increase and decrease. And Toastmaster Venkataseshan used altercation, introspect. Sandhya used reluctant, mind was clouded. Toastmaster Sundaresan used flourish, coming under one umbrella. Toastmaster Saravanan used disciple, to put yourself in others' shoes. Toastmaster Dinakaran used architect of our own success. And TM Thomas used submissive, dismissive, and revelation. Thank you. Over to you, GD.
Thank you, Grammarian. Now it is the time for General Evaluator's report. So when I went through the agenda and I was getting prepared for the general evaluation, I was thinking that we will be having a very less participants and how engaging and energetic it would be. But The entire session so far had been full of enthusiasm among the Toastmasters and the guests here, and full of energy shown by all the members here. Kudos to all of them. And the theme of the day, which is the most needed and less sought after among newer generations, I would say, starting from me, but it is very relevant and related to all of us to follow discipline in not only in Toastmasters, in our every walk of life. So the theme of the day is very appropriate, and you have brought it up very nicely. And I'm so happy to see and meet and being with such veterans and distinguished Toastmasters in our club. And today we had Medley credentials and standee on display. There is a lot of teamwork that had gone today. We tried a few times to bring up this standee, but kudos to the people who have worked today together and brought it up, Toastmaster Sandhya and Toastmaster Dhinakaran, for that. Thanks to them. I have a few suggestions for improvement. First, the timing of the session. Since we have moved to offline sessions, we are getting delayed in starting the session at 2:55. There are various reasons. We should get back to that punctuality in starting of the meeting on time at 2:55 p.m. And role players need to be here on time. That is very critical to start the meeting on time. So that gives a comfort factor for other role players who are dependent on those role players. And role changes. We had very few slots today, and we had role change at the last moment. That should be avoided, because as our TMOD said, discipline is the first stepping stone towards our public speaking journey. So let us be disciplined. Once we have committed, let's commit to adhere to that commitment and follow that. Please do not request for a dropout of any of the roles that you have accepted at the last moment. At least a day before, you should inform the Vice President Education, at least going forward. So mobile phones should be switched off or kept in silent mode. That is one of the SAA's requests. Even today I heard some of the participants, they had their mobile phones ringing. So please adhere to all those 3 points, or whatever the SAA provides or guidelines. Please follow that. And one suggestion is on table topics, we could bring in variation and heterogeneous topics rather than following the theme of the day. So if you could bring because sometimes it becomes very expected topics. So let us bring heterogeneous topics, so that different topics from different areas could be spoken up, and the audience also will learn from different things. And with that, let us resolve today to ourselves, our own self, that I will set an example to other Toastmasters and lead by example and make Medley, our second family, a happy family. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Venkataseshan, for sharing your thoughts. Certainly we will follow, and XCOM will certainly note it down. As a TMOD and a Toastmaster, I add up only 1 point, President Saravanan and XCOM also. Please consider the theme brought by TMOD is for TMOD. Table topic master has the freedom to bring any topic. So this is, I think, second time or third time I reminded Dharan Toastmaster, you have such a freedom to bring any topic under the sun. You need not follow this. It can be one of the topics, but because I'll tell you, 2 days before I conducted a session in Tamil Woodru Club, invited by our Dr. Sampath Saurirajan. I prepared 20 Tamil topics. When I translated it, I know it will be useful for Medley. So I was ready with 20 topics, but our VP Education gave me the role of TMOD. I took it because I had to obey what XCOM says. But at this juncture, at this context, I request to make sure our XCOM president also can convey that my TMOD thing is restricted to TMOD. I cannot go and take anything because I have brought this topic. I cannot tell anything about it. I have to play around. This is my domain. But table topic master has such a big, huge area today being new, well, last day of the year and tomorrow is New Year. I thought you are going to bombard with the New Year topics. So you do have freedom. Please consider that. I'm just adding one more point to general evaluators' opinion only. Please. Thanks for listening to my points. I'm totally happy. Let's follow all these things. Happy New Year 2023 from me, Toastmaster A. Something special 2023. So I brought 23 happiness on this board. I have written 23 times since. Actually, I could not write 2023 times. I wish to write because enough we had from 2020 to 21 and 22. We wish the whole life and from this tomorrow our life moves with such a pleasant journey. So this 23, please consider as 2023 happiness from you, from my heart, my bottom of my heart. My good wishes to you and your family also. Over to the President for conducting some surprise session. I don't know who is going to conduct. Thank you.
You revealed that surprise. So we will be having a surprise session today because see the time, 4:15, and we have a lot of time as well. But we have quality meetings so far, and we would like to have a surprise session as well. And for that surprise session, I would like to invite TM Thomas Abraham. Thank you. Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
Thank you. Good evening, friends. What do you expect from me? Who said that? Who said that? You will be given to that. What else? What do you expect from me?
Fun.
Fun. I'm the wrong one for fun. Tough one.
Education.
Education. That's heavy. On a 31st nice evening. Okay. I'm going to ask some questions. But I'm going to reward you all, whoever has the right answer. Okay? First question.
How does
How
does the New Year?
How does the New Year? That if time permits, I will keep it as the last question. Question is this. Today you saw 2 agendas being sent out by the VP. Can you tell me, except you sir and the VP, can you tell me what was the change in the 2 versions? I will give you time, more time, whenever it occurs to you, because you cannot Google and find out, right? I give you 15 minutes.
Surprise plus session. Here no surprise plus was at the end.
There's a negative marking. You have to give each option. Think about it. No problem. Now, President talked about resolution and he talked about 4 quartets. Whoever would like to try, put up your hand and give me all the 4 quartets. Yes, Dinagaran. No, yeah, still come.
Start, stop, increase, decrease.
Correct?
4 L's. 4 L's. Like for retrospective.
So, correct, answer is correct, but the question was wrong, right?
Yeah.
So, do we give a chocolate? Huh?
Yes, surprise.
Do we give a chocolate?
Yeah, please.
So now, really speaking, for retrospect, he talked about 4 L's. Anyone knows? Yes, Ben?
Like, what I like, what I learned, what I longing for, and what I lack.
Correct? If I'm a Christmas father or a throne, you're a
No.
Good. So now, TM Modi said we should feel guilty about this. You wouldn't answer. He said we should feel guilty about it. That is his first point. What should we be feel guilty about? Don't feel guilty. No. I'm only asking you. TM Modi said you should feel guilty about it. So 1 chocolate goes to Thomas. Sir, what did you say you should feel guilty about? You said
Yes. The discipline part if we lack.
exactly. When you lack discipline, you should feel guilty about it. You said correct. So that's 1 for me. Then he said, this is the outcome of discipline, he said. What is the outcome of discipline? What comes out of discipline? What did he say?
Growth.
Learning,
Growth.
progress.
Who said that? Very good general knowledge answers, but the correct answer was growth. He kept talking about various types of growth. Correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Then, what did he get this coveted, glorious piece of gold for? No one thing. Whoever wants to attempt it, Renu?
Yeah.
Complete answer.
So many students it trained.
So many. There is no so many. Huh?
500 students?
Try.
5,000?
If I ask you once again, you correct?
No. Younger one is to wake up early and is to come to the work.
So who gets the answer? You get it. Is it? All right. Then, what did the honeybee tell the
Jasmine.
jasmine?
You cannot.
Man,
One. Yeah. Okay.
man can take away my honey, but cannot take away my honey making ability.
Do you have another answer? There is one more chocolate. No
I
problem.
have the same answer.
Same answer? No, sir.
You can copy the business model but not the invention.
That was the second one. And third, one more thing. One more thing, she said. You're right.
You can copy creative, not creative.
Exactly.
What's
You
the
know,
second message, Dharan, sir? What is that one, sir?
You can copy the business model but not the invention.
Innovation.
you know, look at it. Sorry for this little deviation. He is into business. He is into creativity. Why do you think he picked up like that? And you know, the word he used, creative, is not a normally used term. It's a typical advertising terminology. I wonder how you got it. We'll ask about. We'll talk about it later.
It took few seconds to understand that.
Then, Sohail said he thought discipline was X. Then he realized discipline is Y. Give me X and Y. Both you give me together.
We need two equations.
Sorry, sir? Yes, ma'am.
He thought discipline was very strict, X, and Y is adaptation. Then he said discipline is adaptation.
Half a chocolate. First two halves. Silence. Discipline he thought was silent, being silent. Second one, the actual adapting with specific situations. Sure. We have plenty.
Thank you.
Then, could you all of you close your eyes? No cheating? No cheating. Tell me, how many people have come in this distinctly visible green dress? Don't open your eyes.
Dharan.
No. Once again, answer. Dharan, what's your... No, why you open your eyes? Disqualified. Good one. Okay. President, you were watching. You don't how many?
1%.
1%. Sohail, how many? 3. I have to convert my this one into green to answer, get you the correct answer. Yeah, Venkat? 2. The answer is 2. Congratulations. Who are the 2?
Dharan and TM.
No, it's not green.
Which one? Green is the second. What green is that?
It's olive green. Olive green.
Okay. Well, then it should be 4. And 4.
Olive green.
No. Yeah, okay. Okay? Now, how many minutes did Toastmaster Dinagaran speak? You cannot answer. Timer also cannot answer. Oh, timer is looking for his timer card. No. How many minutes did he speak?
1 minute 14 seconds.
14 seconds? He won't be pleased about it. He is better than that.
1 minute.
1 minute 59 seconds.
I will hold my, yes.
1 minute 30 seconds.
Why not all of us try? It will come correct.
1 minute 56 seconds.
I think we will not tease fate. 1 minute 58 seconds. No, you said 59. Between friends, what is this? 1 second. Yeah. Then, what was the evaluators, the only evaluators whatever, he comment on today's theme of the day. G asked the evaluator to give his comment for the day. What did the evaluator say? Yes, ma'am.
12 people have come.
Yeah.
Sorry?
12 have come.
Sorry?
12 have come.
The head count of attendance.
What did he say? How did he link it to the...
Yeah, discipline.
12 was disciplined, exactly. Yeah. I know. We still have enough going. Could you? Yeah. Twin pockets, that's why I came in the jacket. Not to show off, I came for that. Okay, then last one. On the theme of the day, what did he say? On the theme of the day, TM Modi spoke about, sorry, I'm withdrawing that. Okay, there is one comment I have, which is more for debate since there is time. What did the TM Modi say about how the theme of the day should be used? You won't get a single word answer. Feel free.
The theme of the day is the Toastmaster day, and discipline can be used in all walks of life. We can use it in Toastmasters, very visible in Toastmasters, and also that the table topics master need not stick to the theme of the day. Maybe it can be one topic.
Correct. Just if I may ask this, what's our consensus on this? What's the consensus on this? That is, should the Toastmaster, the TT master, stay with the theme or go anywhere?
No, should not stay with the theme.
Should not stay with the theme. What's the consensus?
He has the freedom. He has the freedom.
Freedom is one part. Should he use the freedom or stay here with the theme?
He should.
Yeah, it's just a thought. I mean, it's not from Toastmaster International at all. But in terms of, practicality, it's a good thing to distribute, because otherwise, if I hear something on the theme, I can always adapt it, alter it, and give it. So it's only from that viewpoint. But is the GE allowed to use the TMOD's theme? Is the GE allowed to use the TMOD's theme, or is it the TMOD's private concern? The theme.
G can, but it is TM Moody's proprietary.
He can use this theme, but he should not bring up his own stories to add up.
Correct. You have no franchisee to sell his theme. But the questions you ask for introduction, very much, so that everybody talks about the same theme, each individual story. So you get a total view. Just wanted to clarify this. That's all I have. Some chocolates left, but then not for me to overshoot. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the surprise section. One surprise to you, sir.
Sir.
What is the name of the chocolate?
Everything?
It's a class.
Ah.
Yeah, that's
Mine?
it. Yes, that was a question.
5 star.
Okay. So, over to you.
Good one.
Thank you, TM Moody. Please give a big round of applause. And you would have a small chit like this. Please put your autograph and fold it like this and give it to the sergeant of RBP. A very short and sweet session, I would say. The time is 4:30, and by December 31st, we are closing our session by 4:30, sir. But please don't go away. We have a small celebration as well. I really enjoyed the surprise session, to be very honest. You mentioned about the 12 members who have come, right? So I remembered about the 12 dancing princes, if you know about the story. So that is also one of the things that I remember, because Toastmasters is always a recollection of everything. Whatever the speaker says or speaker speaks or anybody over here come over here to the stage and talks about, there is a lot of things to be learned. And that is the takeaway as far as Toastmasters is concerned. Now, let us hear the feedback from the guest. Yeah. Can you please come over here and then let us know what your thoughts about today's meeting and what went well and what your suggestions are.
Compare with the earlier 3 meetings, this meeting was very fun activities, very nice, like surprise activities. But people are very less compared with the previous meeting.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was good stuff.
Thank you for coming and ensuring that you are coming for the 4th time as well. Right? I would like to take this moment for thanking or recognizing our VP to be Venkataseshan for making this meeting possible. Because I know like on Saturday itself he asked for role players, ensured that everybody comes on time, and then ensured that whenever there is a dropout also, he got the other evaluator. And thank you to TM Thomas also for gracefully accepting that. Thank you. And let us, as the counting is going on still, let us hear the feedback from others also on what your thoughts about this session, as well as if you have any suggestions for improvement and all. Anybody else? Maybe I can pick, because we still have more time. Yeah, Hemant. Yeah, please come.
Hello everyone, good evening Toastmaster and dear guest. It's like for 3 weeks for me, I was on vacation and my vacation was good. And I am here to have fun and be with you for my new year, and I expect and I'll be here for next year and next year also. And I am really glad that today I gave clear speech, and that was one of my objective. Like I want this day to come, and today it is a great day for me. Like I never gave clear speech, and today I learned, like previously I have got in mind that when I will be delivering my speech, I will learn how to get the pause, like how to handle the pause and not just say at that time. So it was great learning experience for me. Thank you.
Thank you. And you got a very important point as well. Continuous improvement. And last time we discussed about continuous delivery as well, right? So continuously improving ourselves based on what was there previously and how we are making an improvement and how we are comparing ourselves. It is also very important. Thank you. Anybody else want to talk about?
One thing I just noticed is that we are missing Anuradha here because we used to have all this every minute the photos, right?
Oh, yeah.
Today this thing. I think we need to pick up, like somebody is not available.
Yeah.
One of us to pick up and do that. Subcommittee.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. Definitely, we can look at that. The upcoming, the incoming president will be definitely looking at that. Okay. So let us see who our best performers or deserving performers for today. One second. The best speaker, Sandhya.
Competition. Someone, please.
Thank you, Dinaran. In our business context and all, if somebody asks the question, that person will be the one who will be counting that. Yeah, he asked the question, who is taking the photograph? The best evaluator, TM Thomas.
No surprise. I meant no competition.
No, you are. You have given that surprise, right? The best role player, TM Sundaresan.
Thank you. I'll take back mine. This gavel and
Yeah, sure. The best tag role player, Toastmaster Prasanna. the best TT, it goes to me.
Dharan is receiving,
Dharan is side, okay, fine. Whatever side. Okay, every week I get 5 awards, so it doesn't matter.
That's what you should tell at home?
Yeah, exactly. This is not recorded, okay? Yeah. Okay, thank you all, and I wish you all very happy and prosperous New Year. And take care. COVID is in the air. Just wear the mask while going out. And with us,
you can ask testimony of the last term so that you can speak and.
yeah. Should we do that now or like next week? Next week, yeah. Sorry.
Your call. Please, sir, your call. So that we XCOM, we learn.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Sure.
We refine. So your experience of the last 6 months.
My experience about
Yeah.
XCOM in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll keep this inside. Okay, fine. So I would say, like, the experience has been quite good because I'm somebody who joined in August of 2019, before the onset of COVID. And since that time, I was part of one XCOM or other. Because the next term, I was part of the XCOMs. And then subcommittee, and then followed that with XCOM. So at least I would say, for the past 5 XCOMs I have been part of, either as a subcommittee member or an XCOM committee member. And coming also, like, I will be part of the XCOM as part of a guidance or consultative role as an immediate past president. What I like here is the genre or like the combination of XCOM members. So it is from various walks of life, right? So right from IT professionals, doctors, business consultants, everybody are part of that. So that brings in lot of collaboration as well as lot of thoughts, ideas, innovations as well. And if I have to take the last 6 months term, I would say we started with the goal of having at least 44 members. So that we will be in a position to, when we hand it over, we will be in a much better position as far as the budget and everything is concerned. The good part here is, the very second week itself, we started with the budgeting exercise to see what will be needed for the next 6 months and beyond that. And we came up with what is the budget, what is the income, expense, as well as coming up with what is the next term's fee should be. So we started with that first thing. Second thing, what we thought was about the DCP points. So we wanted to ensure that we as a club will be reaching those 10 out of 10 for the 15th consecutive year. Now, when I say this, we already got 9 points. The last 10th point we'll be getting on January 8th once we complete the OTP training. That's the Officers Training Program. Once we complete that, we'll be getting the 10th point. Second, when I talked about the membership, out of 44, we have got 41 now. Because, the last six months have been very tough because one good reason here is we are the first club or the only club to start with completely in person. And then the number of guests who have come, we are able to accommodate more guests. At the same time, our guest conversion ratio was also more than 80%. Because when a guest attends 3 or 4 meetings, I can say proudly, based on the membership experience as well as the guest experience, we are able to convert them into members. And those members are also very dedicated. And out of these 12 over here, you see how many are joined in the last 6 months to 1 year. So many joined in the last 6 months to 1 year. It's a combination of the experience as well as the youth and then the new members who have joined. So that is, I would say, the strength of Medley. That's the third point I would say. The fourth point I would say here is on the educational as well as the other aspects what we have brought in. Because we have brought in the surprise sessions. Today's surprise session also was very good. And then whenever time permits, we are able to bring those surprise sessions as well as education sessions. One of the important points that came up during the last division council meeting was on the role players education that TM Thomas has come up with, and not only educated here in Medley Toastmasters Club, but also other Toastmasters clubs, which was very well recognized. So we need people like TM Thomas and other veterans who can provide more inputs and values. Like Toastmaster Sundaresan told about the gable and what's the importance of gable and what is the importance of that lectern, right? So all these things are inculcated in Medley's behavior itself. So we were able to get those and pass it on to the next generation so that they also will feel valued about being part of Medley Toastmasters Club. So that is the fourth thing I would say. The fifth thing I would say here is we are able to get our contest also online, because none of the other clubs are able to do that. I would say like none of the other clubs I am aware of, or like maybe there might be some other clubs. But what I see here is the area or the district or the divisions and all are happening in a more hybrid fashion. But we took as an initiative and ensured that we followed this as an in-person meeting so that we give that experience to the club members when they go to the next level. Because if we had not given that experience to the club members, that would have been difficult for them to stand in the stage when they went to the other forums. So that is one of the experience we have given. So these 5 points I definitely would say, and these are the good things that we have come up with. Apart from that, my term is getting over this week, but I will be presenting the budget or the reconciliation in another 2 or 3 weeks. We are working with the auditor on that. So once that is completed, my role will be over. But I will be playing the consultative role to ensure that the next committee stands on their own and do the good things that we have already put the seed on. So I would say these are the 5 points, and there is always scope for improvement. I always a proponent of continuous improvement. So I would say there are 2 things which I would like to improve, and I would like to pass it on to the next committee as well. One thing is the mentor-mentee, so that we inculcate that behavior to ensure that we have more collaboration between the mentor and mentee, and we have quality meetings. We already have that quality meetings, but with those quality role players, quality speakers, everything as part of that mentor and mentee relationship and collaboration. So that I would say the first one.
President, I like that one.
Yeah,
One
sure.
point, I'll take 1 minute. This
Yeah.
team and the XCOM, I had to say we moved during your term from online meeting to hybrid IIT campus to this location. It was a smooth transition. We all liked it. Even though I could not attend this regularly, this is a good thing you moved. And there was less debate in your term. There was less debate in your term. I appreciate from the point of leadership point of view. And all the best practices spoken were followed, and you are streamlining those best practices. Some more best practices also can be done, but you are in the right track. Good wishes to your team also.
Thank you. You got a good point. Like one of the points I missed is about the Easy Speak. So last 1 year, I mean, we are following this Easy Speak pretty regularly, and I would clearly say each and every person's record is there in Easy Speak. So if we want to take a report, we will be able to find out everything, what a speaker does, what the role player does. Everything is part of that. So that is also one of the best practices, I would say, 6th best practice, I would say. And then the second continuous improvement I would say here is, apart from the mentor-mentee, the other thing is getting new members or getting speakers from outside, so that, I mean, we will get a perspective of what the other clubs are doing, so we will be able to do that. So these are the 2 continuous improvements I would say, which I will be definitely working with the new committee also to ensure that we will be getting that going forward. And with this, I am ending my TT session, impromptu TT session now. Okay. Thank you. And with the sound of this gable, I declare the meeting number 712 closed. But please don't go away. We have one more celebration that is pending. Let us all celebrate over that. Thank you.